What's good people? It's your boy, Parish Sharkey, the beat reporter for the Memphis Grizzlies for Bluff City Media. Back here again with another post-game bounce. Plus, this is one of the final ones for the regular season, of course, as we only have 4 games remaining in the regular season, as this is the last week of the regular season. So, leading to the last week of the regular season, the Grizzlies, of course, they went 2-2 last week with 2 losses at home to Boston Celtics, back-to-back nights to Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. Then back-to-back wins on the road against the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons, which the Detroit Pistons game was huge. And in case of the Grizzlies snapped a 2-game losing streak against teams with a winning record. So teams that were 500 and above, they hadn't beaten one of them teams since February the 5th. So exactly 2 months. I want to say that was April the 5th, the night that they beat Detroit Pistons. I won't say it was either February 5th or February 3rd. It was very early February. Actually it was early. It was like February 2nd because they beat Houston, I think January 30th or 31st. And then they beat Milwaukee like 3 nights later. So it was either February 2nd or February 3rd. So a little over 2 months ago since last time the Grizzlies beat a winning team, right? Now they need to beat a team with the Western Conference, in the Western Conference with the winning record. And they'll get the opportunity this week as the Wild Wild West has gotten even crazier. So after last night, I recorded this on Monday morning. So decided to wait till the Lakers, the Warriors, and Nuggets all played yesterday, so I can get a real true update of the standings because none of these teams play on Monday night. I think mostly everybody play Tuesday, and the Nuggets play Wednesday. So this is the perfect time to drop the video or record it. And as everybody know now, and I tweeted last night, you got 5 teams with 32 losses. Denver played one extra game, so therefore it's 7-32. But Golden State, LA Clippers, Minnesota, and Grizzlies are all 46-32 with 4 games remaining. So, hey, the Grizzlies, this is it. They back into this. The losses that they piled up, put them in this predicament. They always been between second and fifth. The Denver Nuggets lost 4 in a row. Now they're in the same predicament essentially because remember the Grizzlies and Nuggets were 2-3 coming out of All-Star break, and they were like a half game away. Like I think we were 2. Denver was 3, and then they were like a half game back of us for 2, and then Houston was maybe 2 games back, and Houston essentially clinched the 2 seed. Not officially yet, but essentially well, they may officially. I need to check it. I don't know if they have a tiebreak over the Lakers because the Lakers technically could still catch them, and the Lakers they haven't clinched the 3 seed, but it's gonna be hard. They do have a tough schedule coming down the stretch in their last 4 games, but they pretty much got it somewhat. I mean, they're only 1 game ahead in a win column over Denver, but 2 games in the loss column. And I don't know how tiebreak shake for them either. I don't focus on tiebreaker really with the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies lose all tiebreakers to everyone except the Minnesota Timberwolves currently, and they have a chance to win the tiebreaker over Denver this upcoming Friday. So really to end the season, and I already looked it up. And I tweeted it last night about the Grizzlies' chances at avoiding play-in and making playoffs. As of now, in the 4-way tie scenario that they're in, they are last in that tiebreaker scenario with they're at 8th place. And Drew Hill did it. I didn't look up the stat. I think he did. Drew Hill, shout out to Drew Hill. But I believe he said they're 4-7 in that group of games against the Clippers, Warriors, and Timberwolves. I know against the Timberwolves and Clippers, they are 2-3. So yeah, you might be adding Denver in it. They're 2-3 because they beat Minnesota twice. They lost the Clippers 3 times. If you had the Warriors in there, they really should be 3-6. Yeah, they should be in 3-6 because they went 1-3 against the Warriors, or 3-7. Yeah, 3-6. So yeah, they're 3-6 in those games. Now I'm not sure. I know Minnesota is 3-2 against the Clippers and the Grizzlies, and the Clippers are 3-3 against the Warriors. I mean, against the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. I haven't looked up the Golden State one, but based on the current standings, they have the Clippers winning that tiebreaker, and so they're the 5th seed. Golden State 6, Minnesota 7, Grizzlies 8, and like I said, Denver has played 1 extra game, so they are 4th right now. So really, how these standings shake out? The Grizzlies, like I said, I looked it up. They win out. They control their destiny for the 5th seed. And the reason being for that is they play Minnesota and Denver. If hypothetically everybody would have win all their games, if everybody needs all these 5 teams win their games, the Grizzlies and Nuggets and the Grizzlies and Timberwolves play each other. So what happened is the Grizzlies, hypothetically, Grizzlies went out. They beat Minnesota. They had the same record. They'll get one game above them. Really, two games above them in that case because they had a tiebreaker if they were to lose in Minnesota catch them. But you don't want to fall in the 4 or 3-way tiebreaker scenario because they nearly lose all those tiebreakers. Like I think Drew alluded to that on Twitter as well. Then you go to the Grizzlies. And you know what? When he said 4-7, he was including Denver in it because they beat Denver. They're 1-1 against Denver before they play this Friday. So that's where the 4-7 came from. Um, so where I was set with the Grizzlies, and if they beat Minnesota, they'd be one game, essentially 2 games ahead. Same thing with Denver. They had the same amount of losses. If they beat them, they'd be one game, technically 2 games ahead because they would win the tiebreaker by winning the season series 2-1. At that point, the Clippers and Warriors play each other on the last game of the regular season on Sunday when the Grizzlies play the Mavericks. All teams had the same record, had the same amount of losses. If Golden State and Clippers, somebody's gonna lose their game, which means that the Grizzlies were to win out, one of them would then get 33 losses, which means the Grizzlies lose tiebreakers to both the Clippers and Golden State. They lost the season series 3-1 against the Warriors and 3-0 against the Clippers. Whoever wins that game in this scenario will get the 4 seed and win a tiebreaker over the Grizzlies with the same record. And the Grizzlies be 5 ahead of the loser of the game because they would have a 1-game edge over them. So they would end the season 50-32, while one of them two teams would end the season 49-33. So those are the scenarios that can play out if all teams win outside of matchups that they cross each other out. And I'm basically saying the Grizzlies win those matchups. Those are the scenarios. I'm not going to go into losing scenarios. The worst the Grizzlies can finish is 8, and this is where they are at right now in the tiebreaker. They really want to avoid those multiple team tiebreakers, but they have a chance to do it. They really have a chance. They really, truly have a chance to do it. I think 3 seeds seems a little far-fetched now. They are 2 games back, technically 3. The Lakers got the tiebreaker, 3-1 season series win. And they have a 2-game edge right now with 4 games remaining. So that means the Lakers got to lose 3 games in order for the Grizzlies to catch them. That could, looking at the Lakers schedule, it could happen. They did just smack OKC last night too. So that probably won't happen, right? They probably a little too good for it to happen. But the Grizzlies, the 4 seed, has a chance if the Clippers or Warriors if we like both of them slip up and they're gonna say last game. Not have to worry about rooting for one of them to beat the other. But if one of them slip up, then the other beat them on the last game of the regular season, the Grizzlies could get the 4th seed. But really what the Grizzlies can do, control their own destiny, win out, see what happens. So they have a shot to still avoid the play-in. They are right in the thick of it with everyone else that was below them for the entire season. But here's where we are. But they do have momentum. They did get the game winning buzzer beating shot by Ja Morant, who looks to be himself against the Miami Heat. We all know the whole, NBA and the whole thing they're doing against him, finding him for the gestures he's been doing all season long. Like that was my big thing about the gestures. But 3-point, I call it 3-point gestures, right? It's a gun gesture. Got caught slipping against Golden State pointing at Buddy Hield after Buddy Hield pointing at him. Nobody Hield to get fined. Apparently somebody caught him doing the same gesture this weekend and he get fined. So we know what it is, different rules. Ja always said it different rules for 12. He said it basically for on-court stuff with fouls. Now for off-court stuff, it's different rules for 12. It was what it is. He did get a food poisoning and very last minute against the Detroit Pistons and missed that game. But shout out to Desmond Bain for showing up like he always do in Detroit. He had like his career high, like 44 points last year, 40. Yeah, it was 40 something, 45, 46 or something. And then, of course, Jared Jackson followed up with 27 and 11. But first, I want to talk about Zach Edey has looked very good since the coaching change, which we all kind of predicted and thought so, right? Just knew like the coach they'll know how to use them. A coach they'll use more pick and roll. It was finding out when Taylor Jenkins got fired. So since the week he's been fired, man, Zach Edey has looked better. He's looked even better on defense, and just he's kind of getting a real good flow. Right now, he's actually getting more minutes. It just makes a lot more sense. But here's the comments from Coach Islo and Zach Edey about his comfortability with the offense and how he's been playing so far. Indeed, this was recorded after the Golden State game.
Zach's actually been a stabilizing force for us right here and coming at the exact right time with Brandon Clark out with the injury. So he's proven throughout the season that he's very eager to learn new things. He listens. He's very tough. He doesn't shy away from contact. And this is not the first time this season, but it's great to see him do against play like this against this caliber team. And we're going to need that also going forward. And for Zach, the hard part is obviously that now, this is the baseline, and this is what we will need in order to compete with the best teams. But everybody in that locker room and the staff believes that he can take big strides forward, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'd say that just with the ball screen. That's kind of always how I like to play. Go back to college, that's how I like to play. People kind of give me the post up, low post label. I could do that, and I can still do that. But I was always at my best when I was a pick and roll player, when I was a roller. That's kind of always been my game. Coach kind of basically gave me the freedom to headhunt whenever I want.
There you have it. He's best in the pick and roll game. Heard it out of his mouth himself, right? Oh boy, yeah. It's just nice to get a coach that actually plays to his players' strengths. It's nice to hear and see like Tomas is actually meeting with John Morant, Jaren, and even Dez and building an offense around him. Seeing Dez had that game the other night where he was playing his game, mid-range jumpers, 3-point shots, like that's his game. Like, it's just nice to it's a breath of fresh air. It's late in the season. But glad they got a little time off, these 2 days off, before they play at Charlotte, another opponent they need to take care of business against, right? That's really good timing that Tomas can still get some more of his system installed. Really more adding more pick and rolls. I think the fast pace, that was him. It was nice to see the Grizzlies defense get better on this road, this little mini road trip, East Conference road trip in Miami and Detroit. They had lower scoring games that they won, make you think about not grit and grind, but more so even the earlier Grizz Next Gen era where your defense was really prevalent. And even in close games, you win at 109 to 103, 108, 106, whatever the scores were for the Miami and Detroit's games. So, but that's all I have, man. That was pretty much the recap of the week. The Grizzlies have 4 games remaining in the season. Of course, I do my predictions to end off this the post game bounce plus. They play at Charlotte on tomorrow on April 8th. They play Minnesota on TNT Thursday night, 8:30 tip off at the FedEx Forum. At Denver the next night on a back to back in Denver. Jamal Murray has been out for a second, and I think if I saw something yesterday that said he might even be out heading to the playoffs / play in, like to start the playoffs or play in. So he might not be back for that game on Friday. And so got an opportunity there and play Dallas Mavericks at home to finish off the regular season on Sunday. My prediction, 3-1. I haven't seen us beat Denver in 3 or 4 years at Denver. That's always a tough game, always a tough matchup for Memphis. Last time, we all know what happened last time. Thing that one says, that was last time Ja played there. The incident after the game. Well, Brandon Clark and Ja Morant. Brandon Clark, Terrence Achilles, and Ja Morant with Instagram. That happened last time in Denver. So hopefully we can, erase some past transgressions there. Because last time we played Denver last year, Ja missed the game because he was sick. When he came back for those 9 games, we did play at Denver. And Brandon Clark wasn't back yet for injury. Brandon Clark still ain't back this time. He got hurt again, so he's out for the season. But hopefully Ja Morant is back. He was in that game. Hope he's back tomorrow against Charlotte. So I give us 3-1. Haven't seen us win in Denver in a while. What that mean for us in the play-in or playoff scenario, I have no idea. Everybody got the same record. So we'll see how it play out. Probably giving daily updates on Twitter. Also, I'll be on the daily grind a couple times this week. At least once, insane show as well. So, man, we're here, Driz Nation. So, hey, either way, we're in the postseason. We're gonna get a home game somewhere. Even if we finish 8th, we've had the first road game, then the home game. If we were to lose, we win, you get the playoff series. So, we're here. Let's embrace it. Team does look a little better, so let's hope that they continue the momentum. So, this is your boy, Parish Sharkey. beat reporter for the Memphis Grizzlies for Bluff City Media, signing off until the end of the regular season. Until next time, peace.